usual.
So, we
Yep,
have to get on that. We're gonna get it
right.
in person.
Welcome back, though, to the Unfortunate Sons, Session 59, The Death's Truth Revealed. But before we get to that, we have to cover what happened last time. And while a lot of it will be summarized today in session, I will give a generalization to allow for the player to not have to cover every detail exact. Last time we left off, the party had found themselves being interacted with by different members of the El Igbo holy organizations, the three churches, if you will. Domnander, being a pain in the ass to the DM, decided to sit there like a stubborn mule, and as I was about to hit them with about 60 points of damage in a single strike, thankfully, session ended, and Ned in the background would instead come back to starting of stealing Dom away to run away into the city, hiding and escaping the clutches of the other cleric, who at that point had been alerted to Kez's capture as well as the capture of the other individual they had been looking for. Thankfully, choosing not to chase after Domnander and Ned, the two of them would find themselves hiding amongst the city, while more and more of the clerics and paladins of this organization would seemingly come out of the woodworks heading for the same building that Ned had seen Farum taken into. Meanwhile, at the same time, Kez would find himself unfortunately kidnapped, bagged, tagged, and taken by a manly hand, as he's used to, and unfortunately dragged away to a chamber where they found themselves standing over a swirling bit of liquid necromantic magic. Having been told by the three churches to make a decision on who would lead the church and to unify it once and for all, things would happen, decisions would be made, Farum would hate Kez for a moment and then try to save him. And finally, sadly enough, individuals would be retired and new characters would be accepted. And that pretty much would end the major portion of what happened in that chamber, as Farum would find themselves escaping as they watched the the horrific transformation behind them, only to find Domnander and Ned inside the same building that Farum had been taken in earlier. As Domnander and Ned would see Farum immediately almost stating nothing and escape other than to run and escaping out the front door, flying away back to the ship, Domnander and Ned would give chase. And that's where we would end session. And now we return back around midnight of the same day. At this point, it is the 12th of the planting, or April, in the year 65,005. It is still 95 degrees Fahrenheit out. Sunny, well, not sunny at this point. Clear sky, rather, with no clouds, and the humidity is still horrific. Still like you're in the Sahara as you stand out. But as we return back to the party gathering on the ship itself, on Uthvil's own personal vessel, the three of you find yourselves gathering inside the barracks where your beds are kind of set to the side. The crew, having most of them either are fast asleep, completely snoring, or the others above working and watching the ship in the middle of the night. The three of you now find yourselves kind of in this area, somewhat alone, as you're given a moment. Farum looking a little bit more spooked than last time you had seen her before being kidnapped. As we return back to, Farum, Domnander, and Ned sitting in the belly of the ship, the sounds of the crew snoring and the occasional sounds of a cricket chirping outside, causing even Ned's butthole to clench for fear of the butt bugs finding them.
Always.
But Farum, as you kind of finally catch your breath, looking over at Domnander, who's been waiting for an explanation, as you kind of taken a second to gather your thoughts, thinking, what would you like to do?
I think Firm is kind of like pacing in circles, kind of like mumbling to themselves when they kind of see that glint in Dom's eye. And they're gonna point at Dom and be like, "You knew of what Kez was, did you not?"
If you mean a half storm giant, half fire giant who is involved in religion and seemingly getting tricked by a evil god, then yes. If you're referring to something else, then no.
Well, it seems that that wonderful little tricky god has fully gotten their grasp around Kez. For what I saw down there was not some wonderful fuck me in the ass, bro.
Whoa.
Very ladylike of
Whoa,
you to say that. Yes.
Now is not the
fuck me.
time.
I say, Dominator was the big black man recently, but I think you're, mixing up the situation here now.
Sorry, I've been watching the videos. I got confused. Like, we cannot stay here. Kez has very clearly fully fallen onto the side of evil. That cult is now preparing to fight against all those against them. They're going to start mobilizing all of their followers and most likely start a religious war.
Wait. So you're telling me not only did Kez get fully taken by this dark Ella Ugbo, but now he's leading all of them, including the White Hand branch, into war?
Yes. After Ned had left, a gentleman by the name of Zek was taken to that location as well because they thought it was Kez. We were all brought into a cell, and those three were it was Kez, Zek, and some other gentleman who seemed to have been one of the other champions of one of the three cults of Ella Ugbo, and they were told to decide which one of them would lead. And Kez decided to take that mantle.
Great. Down another member, and how beyond reason is he? Did he seem willingly choosing this, or did he seem controlled by whatever god he follows? Compelled to do it? Do you know if he even did that of his own free will?
From what it saw for me, it was a pure decision. It was his decision. But whether or not he's of sound of mind, he still decided to do that. As I was leaving that location, the members in that were down there were killing themselves while chanting. Hez horns and black armor melded to him. That is not what I would consider the look of someone that is following a righteous god.
Kez has always, as far as he's acted around us, been of a lawful conviction, something that follows good. He would not, as he was when we met him, have willingly taken part in a ritual such as that, which means he either is being controlled or he is changed beyond who he was. I deeply wish to speak to him, but if he is surrounded by people doing that, I do not think we could get to him without getting swarmed and killed, yes? You say they are mobilizing to fight?
As you
That
say this, you see as one of the sailors comes, or one of those mercenaries comes walking down. One of the men that was on guard up top.
Mhm.
So he walks over to you three and goes, kind of quietly, and leans down between the three of you and goes, "There's someone at the down below waiting to speak with you lot. They said if you were awake to alert you, but if you were sleeping, not to. So do with that what you will."
Did you see what this person looked like?
Cloaked figure, kind of feminine looking, somewhat short.
Dom is trying to think of which NPC this could be. I'll look
sounds like
at
Hez to me.
yeah, I'll look at Ferrum and Ned and see if the rest of the party is ready for a potential confrontation.
Firm will just kind of nod, but they have one of their hands on their sword.
Okay.
Ned, Dom is always armed because I am a monk. Ned,
Well, actually, you were disarmed at one point, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, I've been disarmed, but I am currently dual armed
Yeah,
until further notice. That can always change if I roll bad enough again.
it's true. Go ahead, Ned.
Oh, I just said nice. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
uh,
Um,
yeah.
I think unless Ned wants to lead, I imagine we don't want Ferrum to be the lead, if this is Kez to talk to, so I guess Dom will take front unless Ned wants to be more of a diplomat.
I will say, Ferrum, you do, how would you describe your appearance at this point, out of curiosity, as you kind of start walking forward? As there was an effect, if I remember correctly, last time left on you.
Yes. So Firm, like, eyes are much more clouded. Rather than being a very like dark blue, it's almost as like almost as if they're being turned like kind of like if you go blind, like they're kind of turning cloudy. And
Mm.
their scales, even though they're black and dark with dark hues of blue, you can almost it almost seems like it has a look of like almost rot kind of. Not necessarily that it
Oh,
is, but it looks as if that like it could fall off if they wanted to.
she is sick.
Something to keep in mind as you lot walk head up.
Yeah, I think if Dom, if we're walking a distance to the ship, I think Dom will kind of glance at Ferrum and be like, "What's happened? You seem sick, unwell."
Like Firm will kind of like just cough. It's like and they're kind of they'll put their hand over like a necklace, almost a pendant on their neck, and it was
Mm-hmm.
one of the followers of Ella Ugbo gave this to me, and it seems to be make nullifying the pact so long as I wear it, but it does seem to be reducing my vitality so long as I have
Mm.
it on.
I worry what the pact might do given the new circumstance if you take it off, but I definitely think we need a better long-term alternative if it is making you sick or perhaps worse. We will need to sort that out once we're done with whatever this meeting is. I don't suspect our previous plans to go on that quest really are the top of our priorities right now.
As
I
you,
Uh,
don't want to be here anymore.
what was that?
it's go ahead, Firm.
Sorry, Firmka coughs and says, I don't want to be on this island anymore. I do not believe we are meant to be here.
The issue is, I believe Utval still has business for another 4, maybe 5 weeks. I don't think we can really just leave unless he believes it is dire enough to conclude his business early. But I don't
I
think it's safe for us to just wander the island if there are several followers who might hunt you, if not us, down.
That is why we should talk to Utval and let him know what is happening. Because then if he is the owner of this ship, if we tell him what is happening, he could take us to an alternate location, even if that is somewhere off this island entirely.
Ugh. I suppose that should be our next step once we figure out who this figure is and what they
As
want.
as you walk up to the edge of the ship and kind of look down, seeing the cloaked figure fully covered in this like heavy blackened wool, noting it's still 95 degrees out, so it's not exactly
Mm-hmm.
cool. Even as a fire giant, well, it's comfortable for you. It's not like you put on a sweater in this weather by any means.
Does
Um,
their height seem about Kez's height,
Almost
glancing down?
identical, yeah.
Okay. That
Uh,
is both reassuring and worrying, I think,
As
for
the
Dom.
as the little bridge that's kind of been set to down to the ground kind of stands there, the individual stands on the ground looking up at you lot as he waits and goes as he sees you kind of come to the edge, looking over the rail and speaks up and goes, excuse me. I do apologize, as you hear in common, the similar voice to Kez. I'm terribly sorry, but I'm hoping to speak with the unfortunate sons. I believe we had a misunderstanding, and I wanted to write a few things before you continued on with your day.
That's motive.
Go ahead.
I have to.
What are you trying to sense?
Just because I'm trying to sense if this is actually Kez
Okay.
and if they mean harm. Because
Okay.
I think Dom, given what we learned in the session I was last here, there was those triplets, the figures that kept
Yup.
reappearing, who seemed identical, and then I think Farah mentioned a Zek,
Mm-hmm.
Dom's wanting to determine if this is actually Kez, and then regardless of who it is, if this is a trap, basically.
Okay.
So just a general, is that my once party member, or is this someone else who's doing a real good job?
See what you got.
That is a natural 2034.
As
Let's
you
go.
kind of look them up and down, firstly, you immediately recognize this individual's figure is a lot softer. Their stance calmer, more seemingly very relaxed. Not
bet it's
nearly
Zek.
as muscled. It is indeed Zek. Um,
Whoa.
Secondly, they do not seem, from what you can tell, to have any intention to do you harm. At least from what they've said so far.
Um, I think when we get to the edge of the bridge off the boat and
Mm-hmm.
and hear the figure, Dom makes a motion for the party to stop and just stares into this figure, doing his sense motive, his semi draconic eyes narrowing, and then eventually seems to become less rigid and nods to the party that it's okay, and I will advance down to speak to Zek.
So you do, he kind of looks up at you and gives a smile as the hood falls back, and you see his long, flowing red hair glimmering as it does now, almost crimson and the color of blood, as you can see almost bits of it kind of falling as he waves it. Little portions of the hair seem to fall out and hit the ground almost immediately, changing to a snow white color as it does. But as he kind of smiles up at you, his eyes glimmering as they do, the symbol of, or a strange holy symbol kind of slightly poking out from underneath the very thick cloak that covers him. He holds out his hand, his fingers completely bare, no charms, no rings, no bracers, as he holds it out to you, Domnander, and
Huh?
goes, I wanted to apologize and um, come to an agreement that we will see no harm done to either organization. Um, I apologize for the situation as one of our followers managed to hurt Ferrum quite badly with a bonk to the head that was rather forceful, and I meant to finish my healing job if that's fine, as well as remove any curses amongst your party as a courtesy that I can.
We do not wish to be at war with each other. I am admittedly missed most of the action, it seems. If Ferrum grants you permission to heal her, I have no qualms. We could certainly use a curse breaker. While you see to that business, I would like to ask about your organization's goals now, if that is all right. I am unsure what your plans are. I have no plans of my own as Domnander. I do not speak for the group to interfere or go to war with your organization, but mm, we have heard concerning things regarding what once was a subset of what I believe is your full group now. I suppose we would like reassurance that they won't be hunting down us or any people like us, I suppose.
He nods and kind of seeing the rejected handshake, kind of pulls his hand back under
Oh,
his cloak.
I mean, Dom would have shook it, but
Oh,
was talking business
okay.
first.
All right. Well, no, yeah, fair
I
enough.
don't.
As you shake his hand, he kind of smiles at that and goes, "Of course." As he kind of pulls away and looks at you and goes, "I'd be happy to share it over maybe a cup of tea and." The moonlight is quite nice tonight. We can drink on the top of the ship's deck, if you will. That way you feel safest and unaffected by any potential ambushes. As it seems you're still quite wary of me. As he looks over at Ferrum and kind of giving a side glance at him or at
Um,
her. Sorry.
Yeah. Uh, Dom will wait to see if Ferrum seems amenable to the idea of being healed.
Ferrum is standing like in the like on the center of it, and of like the ramp. Is like he is not coming on this boat. He will say what he wants
Mm.
where he is, and then he will leave. Ferrum
Mm.
still has their hands grasped on their weapons.
This
Okay.
is Zek, Ferrum. This is not Kez. I
Yet
don't
he
know
now
what
works with Kez.
occurred. I think if he is coming here, it means no harm, and he is where members of the crew can see, on deck, not below, where we can see. I do not see what we stand to lose by getting information. Or would you rather us be in the dark as to what this new group might want or be after?
You speak as if this is your boat, Dom. This is not your boat. You do not have the right to invite someone onto it. We would have to get Utbal's permission first.
I don't believe my brother-in-law would be against a diplomatic meeting, but fine. Zek, if you wish, I would not mind speaking to you here. I can have tea brought down to us, or if you would like to meet somewhere public,
If it's
I do
too,
not. Oh,
he kind of looks and he goes and kind of shakes his head and waves his hands. His one ring on his finger kind of glittering in the moonlight now as the opal on it kind of glimmers, catching it just almost perfectly. And he looks at you and goes, I understand. Listen, I'm suspicious. Ferrum has gone through a lot. I understand her plight and the situation. How about we just come to a gentleman's agreement? As he looks up at you, Dom, and goes, me and you, or me and your organization are perfectly on peaceful terms as far as our interests are only to unify our church and to help those see the truth and those who are religious. Not all of us amongst us want to follow a god, and we do not force our beliefs on others, so you will see no harm come to you from us. We seek no challenge to your interest or your authorities, is what Kesnanok has told us. I just came here to offer a peaceful terms as well as offer a kind conversation to reassure you, but I can see I'm undaunted, and if my healing is rejected, I will fully be happy to leave you be and let you know that we are leaving town within the next couple of days with the rest of our followers. I'd also came here to warn you that Lady Avarice, or Lady Avaritia, as she goes by in the town, is planning to, well, sell you all out for the bounties you have. I wanted to alert you to that the forces would be coming to collect you in the next couple of weeks. So it would behoove you to probably leave sooner than later, unless you're prepared to fight higher and more capable bounty hunters. As he gives a slight bow.
what bounties? I was aware of Kez holding one, but I was not aware of any current members having crisis on their head.
He he kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, there's been bounties put on you by a few organizations. They've come together. I believe the organization managing everything is the Black Hand out of the Dragon's Crown. If you'd like to meet with them, I recommend going to Dragon's Crown, where their headquarters is located."
Wonderful. I believe we will sort that out amongst ourselves. I appreciate your warning. I want to ask Kez, I am aware something has transpired, and I've been informed he has left our group, which is, of course, his right to do. How is he able to speak to me?
He is currently busy championing our God's favor in lands beyond the borders of this continent. To speak with you currently
Mhm.
would be difficult, but I can have a message sent forth to you to be able to get into contact with him via a specific connection. But it may be months before we can get that established for you, if that's acceptable.
I understand. I imagine leading a group so large he has much to do. I did not get a chance to have final parting words before he left, and given what we have been through together and what we've discussed, I would like closure, if nothing else, if I am not to see him again. perhaps some questions answered, but I will not demand an audience. I will leave that open invitation and olive branch to him.
Zek kind of nods and goes, "Well, if there's nothing else, I appreciate it." He looks over at Ned and goes, "Would you are you willing, or do you need anything that I can offer? Curse breaking, an answer to your prayers, or are you interested in our God? I feel you two are traveling with Kez and are welcome to a chance for any final thoughts or words."
I'll be honest, I don't really want any part of a god willingly.
He kind of nods at that with a slight smile and goes, "I understand that fully." And he holds his hand out to shake your hand and goes, "I appreciate your candor and help with the situation."
I'll shake it.
Okay. As you shake his hand, he kind of smiles.
God fucking damn it.
And as he kind of steps back, his two rings kind of glimmering in the moonlight, he kind of bows slightly and then kind of stands up once more. His sigil still kind of tucked away as he puts his hood back and kind of back up and goes,
Mhm,
Oh,
I
yeah.
see.
"I appreciate
Yeah.
it," and turns and walks away.
You guys are gonna learn real quick why she fucking firm wasn't trusting Kez. Real
Well,
goddamn
we weren't
soon.
exactly given a good layout what Zek did. Dom came in unknowing, was attempting to be diplomatic. I did
Totally.
catch the change in finger jewelry. Don't worry, I'm aware. Dom is aware something's going on, but I wasn't gonna
I will
be
say,
openly hostile to a threat I don't know.
the shadow, or as soon as they seem to be about 30 feet from you, a shadow seems to almost come over them as the moon kind of seemingly goes dark and they seem to vanish.
So that definitely wasn't great. I would have liked to have gotten more information out of him before he was sent away. It's not very clear of an answer that they wish to go after those that challenge their faith. We don't know what that means. But if you tell me Kez has been taken over by the past Ella Ugbo, or I don't know which phase she's in now, I believe you, Ferrum, when you say he is gone. But I wish, if able, to perhaps attempt to speak reason into him. I know being compelled by other forces or madness, sometimes one does not always make choices that they would make under better circumstances, but I think I agree that we should speak to Utful perhaps about departing, and if we have bounties on us, we are not safe in the town where a mayor is going to sell us out. Seemed she was already in the process of doing so. I suppose any errands we hope to do, we will have to wait. Uh, do we know where Utval is right now?
Yeah, he's in his captain's quarters. At this time of night, usually as a person who doesn't sleep much when he's in what is considered a dangerous territory, he doesn't sleep often, and so until during the early morning hours. So often you can find him awake there.
Can I, while we're going to talk to Utval, I know I'm not a very magic-y person, but obviously, I've got connection with this old dragon magic, all that stuff. Can I attempt like an arcana or survival or something to see what might have happened when I shook his hand and a ring appeared?
Yeah, give me a spellcraft or a knowledge arcana.
Yeah, let me see which is better for me. Do spellcraft's that knowledge. Okay, I believe no, my arcana is higher. Perfect. I will roll that, and if not, I will be seeking assistance with that as soon as we get somewhere safer. um, only a 13. I'm
Um,
only good at sense motive.
Only good at sense motive.
What I
Sense motive
can
and punch.
tell you is it was psionic is what he did something that involves in psionic
Yeah.
school. You're not sure exactly, but your belief based on that as you think about it means it has to do something with your mind. From beyond that, it's beyond your grasp at this point, at least for the
Yeah,
roll.
it was very different from when Kez shook Ferum's hand and made a pact, right? It was
Correct.
definitely it was a different type of thing, but
You didn't
maybe
feel magic or anything touch you
yeah,
or any effect on you, so correct, yeah.
yeah. So likely, I think I'll pull like kind of Ned or gesture him closer while we're walking,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, I don't know what happened when we shook his hand. Seemed to me like psionic magic when we were on Zebral's Island. I didn't get the sense that he had ill will towards us. However, there's a chance he has taken something from us or we have made some deal, but I believe it is likely to prevent us from attacking him. But I suggest me and you seek out some sort of magical healing or otherwise being looked over once we have left. I do not feel bound in the way Farum was, but I do not believe he came here for nothing.
Would I know of anything that could do that?
Give me a knowledge arcana or a spellcraft check, Ned.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think. Because what was his wording when he came to speak to us specifically? Was he wanted to ensure both parties
21
like
spellcraft.
did not attack each other or something?
21 spellcraft. Alright, I'll give you it. Alright, Ned.
Yo, Ned,
You
let's go.
remember, Ned, when you got your psi crystal and you had to give up something or a memory, as you were explained, of some sort. It felt similar to that effect, as if or a piece of your memory was being siphoned, not taken, but seemingly siphoned and imprinted into the rings upon his fingers.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He
Well, I
probably
don't
got
know
some
what for,
information.
but he is siphoning some of our thoughts.
I imagine if he did that, then it is likely something relating to our memories of Kezarela Ugbo, and they are likely taking information that is useful to them. There's also a chance it is similar to the guilds and reading our minds to determine if we are a threat to the group. He might have been checking our intentions, so to speak. I believe Farah made her stance quite verbally clear, so we were likely the unknowns. Regardless, I do think we should still get checked when able, but if you believe it is memory based, I am not immediately concerned. I do not feel like anything is missing at this moment.
Yeah, when we leave, we could definitely get checked. I was worried that there might be some straggler like butt bugs around, so I want to make sure there are none of those.
I think Utful's men will be ensuring the ship is pest free before we decide. Hate to bring an invasive species to Dragon's Crown.
Um,
I mean, sounds like that wouldn't be the worst thing
right.
It was
consider.
sarcasm, Ned. I do not give a fuck if we bring a parasite to Dragon's Crown. There are people there that have a bounty on us, and it is the goddamn Black Hand. They are from literally, I think, in game over a year ago.
2 years ago in campaign. Yeah. um,
These
but
we I am of all the things I have to deal with, I do not want to have to deal with them, but rest assured they are on the agenda of bullshit I will deal with.
as you knock on the door, finishing that comment, you see you hear Utvil kind of walk over, and then the little latch on the door's window kind of opening up, two slits seemingly kind of opening as he looks through at you. And recognizing you immediately, you hear it kind of shuts again, and you hear the keys begin to jingle as the door unlocks, and he looks out and goes, "It is literally midnight. Who comes into a captain's quarters at midnight when in a town full of bandits and thieves?"
People whose bounties just got turned in.
You just
People
learned
who
about
are-
those bounties? Come on in, get in here.
Yes,
as Ferm steps
I
in.
also
Mhm.
No, go ahead. You're good. Sorry.
no. You go ahead. Ferrum has more important things to say. You were there. Dom
Ferm,
wasn't.
like as Ferm steps in, she's like, "I have news about Kez and what has been occurring with him and his god.
Kind of
I
raises
do
his
know.
eyebrow.
And to save time, I'm going to just tell Utval everything without having to
Okay.
roleplay everything."
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, as you explain it,
And the
he
mayor's
listens
after
thoroughly.
us.
And the mayor's after us.
And the mayor's after us, and also Ned's still worried about butt bugs.
He kind of nods and all that as he stirs his drink, this like dark blackened like leafy juice. It seems to have a very strong scent to it of something very almost caffeinated. And there's something else to it that you can't really identify as he kind of takes a long sip as he looks at between the three of you. After a moment
Does
of
he?
uncomfortable silence, yes, what was it, Dome?
I was gonna say if he offered anyone else a drink, but
Nope.
not important. Damn.
Not at all. He did not. He kind of takes a long sip and then kind of sets it down as he exhales the heat from the tea itself and kind of looks at you again, Ferrum, and goes, "So, you've risen the champion of a god that tried to destroy the world not once, not twice, but now 3 times. You just got visited by one of its head priests. You asked to bring that filthy creature onto my ship, which, but thank you, Ferrum, for recognizing how dangerous of an idea that would be. Like vampires, you just don't accept people into your possessions just as an in case of thing. That's just how it goes badly. Sounds like he was trying to kidnap you, if I had to be honest with you." As he kind of looks between the three of you and goes, "And the bounties, yes, I knew about that. I knew about that as soon as we showed up. It's due to it was originally due to your relationship with Eider. I had let Lady Avarita know that you lot weren't going to be seeing her or going to be carrying with Eider anymore, and she had recognized that there was a secondary bounty from another organization. Something to do with something you lot did in Dragon's Crown at some point." As well as Utham's own nation has put out bounties on you lot, though happily not sponsored by Utham himself, thankfully. But yes, I had gained word, and I didn't feel to add that to the detrimental news you had already gained previously. I figured you'd just kind of accept that you had these prices on your head.
I was not aware. I understand your hesitation, but I would also like to know if there's direct number money bounties in the future. Utful's lands, I
Yes.
was aware of. This Black Hand was thought we were done with these people.
Well, Ned has a bounty in his bestial, or in his less bestial version of about 200,000 gold pieces. Domnander, you as a giant black giant had a bounty of around 500,000, and well, Kesnunok had one of over 1,000,000. However, it was shown him as a lich-like creature from what we were able to depict. As he kind of pulls out these
Okay.
papers and they show these images of you guys. They are so poorly drawn. It's really difficult to tell. Dom is literally just a stick person that is like really darkened and thick, like designed next to a small town.
None of my identifying traits of like my graphs or anything. Just
Ned is just a green giant, very average looking, with moss on his head and a stick in his hand. No like specifics, nothing interesting about him. Just a very simple design. And Kesnunok literally looks like just a undead individual in full plate with a staff.
what? Okay, I know maybe why people would be after me. What did Ned do to get that much money?
He kind of flips it over.
Look
And
at
then
Ned.
as he does, it unfolds,
This-
and there's like almost 200 lines of shitting in the wrong
Shitting, yep.
locations. As like
that is like a fine of 5 gold. How many times have you shit in locations that it?
some of these lines, I will say, are
Yeah.
like times 10 for reference as you look at it.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Ned, we can't. let this keep happening.
He can't keep getting away
You
with
see,
this.
there's a town. There's
And
one that has like a town's water source was ruined as a note.
Ned,
There's
you are the nature guy. You should know you
There-
don't go in the water source.
there's-
Even animals know that.
there's 3 different separate species that have been wiped out by this causation. 2 plant species. Ned has literally been in an ecological terror.
His gut bacteria is so deadly that it's killed the species.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, fair.
As
Lots of fiber.
wonderful as finding this out is, I'm going to skip over the fact that I am now in a party with wanted criminals. 2 things, Meatball, if you do not mind. 1, Dom and Ned shook the hands of Zek,
You know,
and if I personally do not know if that had any effects, but I did see them whispering to one another, so I imagine it did.
Oh, we
Second
weren't
of all,
whispering, we were just talking.
I wasn't paying attention.
that's fair.
That
Like
sounds
coughs
more
and then like
similar to
sneezes, basically.
Second of all, would it be possible for us to be taken off of this island, whether it be to another place near, maybe near Kalabala's land or somewhere near there, so we're off of this island, since apparently bounty hunters are being led to this location to claim their bounties, if that is possible.
No. Yeah, rubs his chin for a minute as he thinks. Kind of looks at you and then goes, "We have 2 options if we want to leave. I wouldn't recommend either, but we can do either of them. I still have a few weeks I have to stay on this continent before we can leave, because I have business here that won't finish up, and I'm not leaving until I'm able to finish everything I need. So, I can either drop you off in the fallen capital of the trolls, and you can try and make do, taking a house and holding up there, fighting, surviving, doing whatever training you want to do, exploring, and wait for me until I can come pick you up. Or I can take you to Kanabala's trade city, or trade port that she's set up recently. City of Ironbloom, I think is what it's called. The downside of going to such a city is if I was a bounty hunter or mercenary coming to kill someone, as he kind of like inspects his nails as he looks down suddenly, goes, I would come through the big trade port as the first place to look for the person leaving, as while there are skyships here, they are quite expensive. Even getting to work on one can be almost impossible. As to the question or the thought of what happened with them shaking his hand, I'm no mage and I don't have the ability to check spells or curses on other people, nor do anybody amongst my crew. I don't know anybody on this continent actively, personally, that can do so. But I imagine maybe Cricket or somewhere else can.
Me and Ned have determined it's a psionic. It's likely either copied or potentially, at the worst, stole a memory of ours. We will be looking
Well,
into our own medical treatment, but it doesn't seem immediately a danger, unlike the bounties to our physical well-being.
if it's psionics, the only other psionic I know that's not on in Zebral's territory are either the rumored collective of Pyrus or the supposed youngster that was discovered inside the Snowbeard Kingdom. I believe the Ironheart House has adopted a child with such abilities.
Well, I know we need to continue on to Dragon's Crown. I have much business there, and seems I know who it is. Whoever's put our bounty out is there and likely should be dealt with. I agree with you about the port being too dangerous. How far out from here is the fallen troll kingdom?
It'll be 3 weeks by airship if I kick it up. Then I'll be coming straight back to pick up my materials, and then it'll be another 3 weeks before I can come meet you. So 9 weeks in total.
Yeah, I'm gonna look real quick. I believe we have enough rations for 3 weeks, but I will check the party equipment.
For note, because I think this happened before you guys left, if I remember correctly, to Zebril's Island. That was
Mhm.
being one of the capitals, having been overrun. That does mean there's most likely going to be wild game inside the city. Just to keep in mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also checking. I know that we had some meat, not a lot, but some meat left in the bag of preservation also. I just don't think we're going to be able to get to a store before the mayor gets our asses. Lack of a better term.
It would be
Yeah, I think,
definitely recommended not to try to go back into Troll then.
yeah, I
Probably be
guess
a
I'll look
strong
at the
recommendation.
the other two. Actually, the Fallen Troll Kingdom, 3 weeks travel. I forget which quest it is because that was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Wasn't there a quest that was that distance away?
Not by airship, but that was by walking.
No, okay. And we wouldn't really be able to turn it in.
Nope.
Technically, I just
No,
was hoping we could.
It would take you probably about nearly 2 months to get back from the troll capital. That's fallen now. Just to here, like
Okay.
by foot.
Seems we have no choice but to set up camp and make do for the 3 weeks. We can attempt to hunt anything that might be useful to sell if we need to. I think laying low is best. Um, I'll look at Dom will look at like Ferrum and Ned. Ned, I know you are good at surviving off the lands. Is there anything you guys are in need of before we head out? Because I think we should leave before we are followed.
I think we should leave now. And more than anything
Not my
else.
call to make, but I agree.
I
Looking
think I
at
got pretty
Ned.
much everything I need.
Are you? I know we rested a bit before all the bullshit occurred. Do you have sufficient spells for us being in the wilderness?
I mean, for now I do. I obviously,
All right.
during meditation I can change them.
Sounds like we should discuss a plan and see to that. But I am ready to head out and make do. I don't think there's a way for us to get anything else, so
Vol
we
looks
will
at the
manage.
three of you and goes, well, then we'll head out in the morning. Get some rest, and I'll chart a course tonight.
I'll look at Ferrum and Ned. Ned, while you meditate tonight, I would ask in your best judgment to choose whatever magic you believe will aid us, and Ferrum, if you believe you would have time while also resting, and I would be happy to help. Perhaps we should make a few of your traps so we could set up a perimeter around whatever camp we make.
If Foodful is more than willing to give me some spare resources, I could make some traps.
Vol looks at
What?
you
What?
and goes,
Out of
no.
character? Oh, out
Just
of
shakes his
character. What
head.
do you need?
What?
Well, I thought. Oh, I guess you didn't get a chance to buy it before you got yoinked.
No, I didn't get anything to be able to
You were
make.
literally
I
on
would,
the
I would
way.
have,
What? What do you need? Out of character, what do you need? Let me look at
it,
my.
it would it would
Must-
depend on it depends on the type of trap I would be trying to make.
I think if we're setting up a perimeter around camp, something that'll basically be like a bear trap, right? That's gonna be pressure activated, or like some kind of net trap that'll like a snare or like a I don't know what they're called, but the kind that hoist up people when they step on them.
I heard that Melvin Trap book might have some cool traps in it.
True.
Do we have that?
Nope.
It also
I have
Oh, damn, I
60
thought we
feet of
had it.
hempen rope, and I have monster bones and other things. If you are able to make a trap out of those, I do not have wood or metal. I have gemstone, but I don't think there's much I can do without Kez to jewelry craft. So those are just sellable items now. Oh, I might have I'm checking the party inventory. I think we have a wool tapestry if you need wool. And we have mixed bronze and iron weapons. If you need metal.
Incredible.
Yeah,
We could also try to make it on the ship ride there. Just
y'all 3 weeks. As Ubo kind of looks
Yeah.
up at you
Yeah.
and goes, "I'd also recommend getting earplugs. There's the creatures in the territory called the ear seekers. They're related to the butt bugs, but these things instead crawl into your ears and then devour your brain. A lot more terrifying."
let me look at what material I have to make earplugs out of.
As Ubo kind
Probably
of
the
like
wool tapestry.
slowly kind of like herding grandparents slowly towards the door, and then kind of like pushes you out as he closes the door and says, "Good night," as he closes the latch and kind of heads to bed or heads back to what he was doing.
So we will figure out the earplugs, figure out traps, figure out spells. I did not get more invisibility potions like I was hoping for, nor did I get the Thracrine poison I was hoping for, but I will figure out what I can make that will help us.
As you head back down to your bunks down below, the 3 of you kind of getting yourselves set up as you start kind of going through your supplies, getting yourselves ready for the next day the best you can. As the night goes on, we jump over to our unspoken hero. Adam, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool.
Oh.
Adam, as midnight occurs, you watch as a bunch of spooky-looking individuals in horrifying armor that you saw the symbols on the walls recommending you avoid at all costs as you watch them from the alley kind of heading back into this weird-looking building that looks to be completely abandoned. They head into the hut, vanishing out of sight. You continue kind of walking along the shadows as rumors of the collective, or the collectors as you know them, being in town has you on high alert. Even more so when you saw one of their members, a member from the group who had originally caught you way back when, being in the tavern and inn that you were looking to stay at. So you find yourself kind of walking through the streets. You see towards one edge of the town, a bunch of airships sitting at dock, waiting to potentially take off come morning as you kind of make your way there. Never having been on one of the airships personally, you've spent your time mostly at sea, having experienced those kinds of ships. But there can't be much of a difference. You've seen the same kind of individuals on both, so with your experience, should be nothing as you head that direction, as you continue looking for a way out of this town.
They look same.
Yes. As you come up, you see there are 3 large airships. The first has a group of fire giants, many of them glittering in golden armor, wearing strange symbols that you don't recognize, having seen none of them before any of the lands you've kind of walked through. The second one, as you kind of walk past, seems to have a bunch of dragonkin upon it, each of them looking down at you as you pass by. About 4 of them in total, all with these glimmering blackened scales, looking almost angry, one of them slightly drooling as he licks his lips, staring at you. So you feel a cold shudder down your spine from that. The last one, as you come across it, looking up at it, you see is the same that has the symbol of the collectors upon it. Not on the sail itself, but you see their banner hanging low on the deck itself, though thankfully none of their members seem to be present. No, on their banner, or on the up above on the ship's own flag, seems to be the symbol of a large bumblebee-like creature. Having seen this group a few times, the last time you recall seeing them was when a fight had broken out in one of the larger port towns you were visiting. But wasn't none of your business, and so kind of avoiding that situation altogether, you didn't see or learn much more about what had gone on, just that the organization seemed to have been kicked out of the town for something they had done. But as you see these 3 ships kind of staying your way on, the dragonkin continues to watch you as you look about. But otherwise, what do you wish to do?
Wow. Well, Adam doesn't necessarily like any of these. So Adam is certainly used to surviving out in the wilderness with nothing. But I think Adam might do a little bit of an investigation on the just the ship with the collector symbol,
Okay. Yeah.
because he wants to see if there's any nefarious going on there,
I-
things that he can do to hinder them or destroy their stuff.
Yeah, give me a gather information or a search check.
15.
And is that gather information or
Oh,
search?
so search.
Okay, search. Yeah, as you kind of walk over to the other side of the ship, noticing there aren't any guards amongst them, as you kind of get up closer and looking up above, you do notice there seems to be a strange symbol amongst the collectors. Their markings, something you recognize, but it doesn't come to you immediately as you see this strange looking, almost squid-like pattern on top of the collective's own design. As you look at the banner now closer, to the sides of it, you see a few chests kind of laying about. One that's slightly open that seems to have gold and gems, as well as what look to be multiple different kind of items kind of stacked on it. What looks to be a crown with gemstones, a necklace that seems to glimmer with little fireballs, kind of almost in the shape of pearls on a necklace. A few other little minor things amongst the pile as you look. Looking around as you kind of scan the deck, as you climb up the side of the ship, uh, looking around, you do notice there don't seem to be any guards or anybody posted. You do see the captain's quarters door does glimmer where the gemstone window is, recognizing the similar appearance of candlelight or a torchlight seemingly glowing on the other side. But as you look out onto the deck, it seems almost completely unguarded, which, given your experience as a hunter and as someone who has been hunted, this feels like a trap. You get the strange and creeping feeling that this is something you would lay for a curious prey animal.
We leave.
As you crawl back down the side of the ship, sniffing the air, something smelling just slightly off, as there's a scent that smells very familiar and seems to immediately spur the thought of danger in the area.
Me go away. Me go away.
As you start rushing, kind of walking away quietly, try to like fast, but quietly tiptoe away. The dragonkin seem to have disappeared from the side of their boat, which almost kind of adds to your concern as your mind starts to think that this might be an ambush. And as you come to the third ship, where the fire giant-like creatures were up above, where the creatures in golden armor were, you hear a couple of them speaking in the strange common tongue that you hear amongst many people around here. And correct me, Adam, do you speak common?
I do.
You do. As you hear them, a group of them talking, you hear leaving tomorrow. And as you kind of catch that, you see their little ramp up to their ship is still down. As you start rushing past, are you going to go up it and try to hide on that ship, or are you going to head into town and see if you can find a hiding spot?
Adam will try to stow away.
Okay. Give me a move silently and a hide check real quick.
Four. Nope, 15 because of my boots. 15 move silently and 12 hide.
Okay. As you head up the side quietly, moving about, men seem to keep about their own business, following, watching off the side, none of them seemingly looking your way as you manage to just barely escape each time as they seem to start to look over towards you. Thankfully, the ship well built, has no creaking boards as you manage to quietly walk down. And as you head down into the belly of the ship, the first level of it, you hear three people seemingly quietly talking as you hear mentions of a figure named Kesnanok, Zach, Ella Ugbo, some abandoned town as you kind of look over and see a half-breed looking creature of some sort of dragon-like mixture and a giant, some sort of dragonkin that you've never seen before, kind of wearing a strange set of armor and polishing a weird-looking blade. And the last one you can only describe as what looks to be a pet of theirs, some furry creature that has mostly looks to be just a ball of fluff that's kind of moving up and down as it slightly snores. Do you head further down into the next deck, or are you going to try and find a place on this deck as you look through the barracks, seeing the many racks of what look to be these hammocks and barrels kind of lying about? Do you want to try hiding on this floor, or are you going to try and go to the next floor down below, which you'd assume, given your own experience, is the storage? Good.
Yeah, Adam would go below deck. Like hell is he gonna hide amongst the barracks?
Hey, fair. As you continue to turn and head down below, the shadows just being thankfully covering your background or your side enough to keep everything quiet as you head down below. You do see there is an individual sitting there, a younger looking fire giant of sorts who seems to be hammering away at something as his back is turned to you. An anvil kind of set in the center as his glasses and pointed hat kind of catch your attention, identifying him as one of those weird creatures that shoot out foreign things from their hands whenever they shout strange things, better known to you as magic. As you kind of look about, seeing one of the barrels just opened, big enough for you, kind of looking around. There's about 7 other barrels. Do you wish to go in the one first one you find that's open? And kind of looking into it, looks to be empty, although it smells slightly of pickled pig's feet.
That'll do.
Okay. As you pop in and cover yourself and hide for the night. Okay. Ned,
Hey, listen, offensive smells, hide yours better.
Exactly. Ned, Domnander, and Farum, all please give me a spot or a listen check.
Spot
Yeah,
or
sure.
listen. I believe my bonuses are the same for each, but I will double check. Better hope I don't spot you, buddy.
Find a spot.
Okay. Got you, Farum.
I will get a brisk 16, sir.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm not really built for that,
I'm
but
gonna
I
do
Feel it.
spot because I think Dom is actively looking for threats visually.
Okay.
You said a listen or what?
20.
Listener spot. 20. Nice work, Domnander.
Is there a smell check?
No.
I smell pig's foot.
You have to have the scent feet to do the.
Yeah. No.
Plus, I
Whatever,
feel like
sir.
since Pig's Feet is already on the ship,
It's true. It's
Why the fuck
nutritional.
does this will have pig's feet?
What do you mean?
provisions.
Yeah, Utval always keeps pig's feet because the guy who taught him how to sail told him it was lucky once, and ever since then he's been lucky enough to keep coming back whenever he had it.
Good organs you could pickle and save, and instead you take the feet.
Nat 20 for a 30 listen.
Nice.
Ned is alert.
Fair.
Kill.
Feral beast.
As you kind of work away, tapping on your blade, cleaning it from the day's usage, cleaning or taking off your pieces of armor piece by piece to clean it as you ready yourself for bed. Thankfully, nothing really disturbs you as your mind kind of focuses pretty heavily into what you're doing. Domnander, as you kind of keep your eyes open, watching the crew, scanning the crew, you see what looks to be one of the fatter members of the crew that's kind of stumpier looking compared to the rest, recognizing him as one of the shield bearers for Utval. Without his armor, he is a hairy and very pale looking individual. As you kind of notice him passing by, kind of walking hunched over, you immediately assume he's either very drunk or he is trying to avoid Utval for some reason, as you kind of watch him disappear down below, where you had last seen the ship's wizard working away loudly, knowing that he'll probably give him an earful as you watch him disappear.
I mean, unless I start to hear disturbances that sound like some shit's going down that needs intervened, Domnander is too busy currently looking over the items we have and figuring out a way to make earplugs with what we have on hand.
Like
And I
stuffing
am
a couple
actually
pieces of like
formatting.
snake skin into your ears
No,
just
I
to
have an
see.
actual plan, but Dom's laying it all out right now.
Okay.
So I'll keep an eye on it. I don't think Dom's going to bed right away.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Given the news and all that, and losing another party member and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on
Just
the
watching.
happenings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Ned, as you're kind of sitting there snoring, your goslings kind of snuggled up into your fluff, Hootie completely snuggled up against your face, Ice wrapped at your feet. Kind of have a deep slumber as your snore could really give a bear a run for its money. You hear something and immediately expecting a butt bug as the nightmare takes hold. You clench quickly, looking around as you hear the sounds of footsteps you don't remember recognizing as you look over and see a rather not fat but wider, shorter, kind of stumpier looking individual that in the darkened shadows kind of looks somewhat like one of the fire giants on the crew heading down below the ship. He sounds lighter though as you listen. You know, the wood usually really creaking pretty heavily from almost any fire giant or giant who walks around. And it's kind of weird that you don't hear the usual creaking of the stairs, which you recognize as what set you off.
Well, I haven't gone to sleep yet. I'm going to go ahead and Ned's going to cast Pass Without a Trace. And I would like to follow where the noise is coming from.
Okay, let me double check something also, because we had a question on that, because apparently Pass Without a Trace does something different 3.5 than I thought. Let me double check. Any type of terrain without leaving a footprint nor scent. Okay, so it's just so you can't be tracked. Okay. Alright. And then are you trying to be quiet as you walk over there?
Yeah.
Alright, give me a move silently check, please. For those wondering. We were wrong. 5th edition made Pass Without a Trace awesome. 3.5 said, nah, man, it's just good enough for not being tracked.
14.
14. Okay. As you quietly kind of get up, the goslings kind of falling into the wide hammock, Hootie kind of following into them, and Ice as well. They seem to kind of curl up together as Domnander kind of doesn't even notice or pay attention really to you getting up, rather as he continues going through his equipment, looking at the different options, trying to figure out how to like taking a couple pieces of leather and like bundling them and like seeing if that looks big enough as they kind of like push against it a few times. Faram's completely just absorbed with her sword and her equipment as she is working away at cleaning it for the night. As you kind of quietly step away, most of the giant crew completely either passed out or ignoring you as you walk away, following after. As you head down these stairs, looking over, you see as the young wizard that is basically the right hand of Utval, kind of shirt off, basically tied around his waist, hammering away at some piece of metal equipment as the sparks fly on his anvil. His pointed purple hat with little glimmering stars on him, seemingly glimmering even more in the light. As you look around, give me a spot check.
Right.
See if you can find our friend.
We got this, Ned.
He's like the nosy bloodhound in every Disney film.
Yeah.
That's copper.
Exactly. Fucking Adam's in
Ned
here like
knows-
sweating bullets. Like, oh
You need
shit.
to find.
This is
It's like,
another
There's a giant bear
31.
sniffing me.
outdoorsy
31.
survival person.
Hell yeah.
Great news, guys.
Hmm?
Ned will find the stowaway and then we'll kill him.
It was a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Dirty 20 though. That's
Yeah.
still impressive.
Murder
Oh,
time.
dirty 20. Got you. I thought you said 31. I was like, Jesus. Dirty 20, as you kind of look around, you notice one of the barrels has the lid just slightly crooked, and the smell of pickled pig's feet coming out. You quite heavily remember the last night you were on the ship that the crew had complained about finishing the last of the pickled pig's feet, and that was being ordered. So you look over at the barrel, recognizing it's got to be empty. As you kind of look at it suspiciously, Ned.
I'm just gonna like knock on it with my quarterstaff.
All right. Adam, as you suddenly hear a knock, the lid completely closed down. It's dark in this barrel. There's no little hole, unfortunately. Look out, and you hear a little some like wood kind of patting against it. And the smell in here, honestly, is getting worse, but it's nothing that you haven't dealt with before.
Oh, this is funny.
I know you're in there.
Adam says nothing.
See, hearing giant, this very kind individual's voice in the background as the tapping continues. It's still quite muffled as the words continue. But Ned, he doesn't pop out.
I'm just gonna sit on the top of the barrel to like hold it shut.
All right.
Dom.
Coming.
Adam, as you feel suddenly weight on the barrel above, it's like you're not sure if someone just stacked like a bunch of barrels onto you or if something's about to happen. But suddenly your lid you hear a pop and the barrel kind of creaks slightly.
You're trapped now.
As you then hear him, the individual somewhere near around you, kind of shout for someone named Dom. As you hear the loud footsteps suddenly coming down the stairs, as the stairs wood creaks under their feet.
What is the issue, Ned?
I'm gonna point at the barrel. I think we have a follower.
Verum, get down here. We're dealing with some bullshit.
Dom, get down here. Ferrum, get down here.
Wrong manager.
We just had an encounter. Ferrum just was talking about a new powerful cult that wants us dead. Me and Ned shook someone's hand. If there's gonna be combat, I want all of the party members present.
Have you ever seen that cool magic trick where the magician like sticks swords in a barrel to like slice the person?
We're gonna really suck. That was my plan too.
Yeah.
I would say I have fists. I do not have a sharp, stabby object.
Ferrum, as you hear Dom shout for you, are you gonna go down too?
Yeah, Ferrum will grab her shit and fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
Once she's
down.
Once she's down here, Ned's gonna Ned. I'm Ned now.
Yes.
You're Ned and Kez now? Holy shit.
Yeah, I became Kez and Ned. I'm coming for you next, Ferrum. Dom's gonna clear his throat and go, we have you surrounded. My friend here, she has a long, sharpened blade that will easily stab through this barrel and whoever is inside. You may alert us now and come out unharmed, and we will discuss why you are aboard this ship. Otherwise, you will be impaled, and wherever we impale you will be up to your bad luck. And I gesture for Ferrum to unsheath her sword if she desires.
Rather than pulling it out, she's gonna take like a stance close to the barrel. She's gonna duel this fucking barrel real quick.
Okay.
Like not yet, but like if nothing happens afterwards, she is going to.
She's gonna anime chop this.
As Ned continues to sit on this, as you kind of prepare yourself. Good.
And if that's not a scary enough threat, I haven't shit in 3 days because of the bugs, and the barrel might be choice.
Oh God, Ned! Not while we're here. Not on Uthbal's ship.
Adam, as you hear all of this and kind of feel your barrel kind of jostled by the sudden movement and everything, give me a survival check, please.
Oh, hey.
Survival.
Nice.
Looking bad. It was fine when it was the sword, but now that Ned's threatened biological warfare.
Hey, listen, no, I get it. Listen.
Ned is
Alright,
like a
sir,
sloth right now. He's preparing for the one ultimate shit.
18.
Okay. I'm gonna message you for something real quick, so you can choose how to react to this.
It's gonna be a real. If Adam doesn't start talking soon, he's going to die.
It's like, Cook, I really don't want to stab your new character, however, this is how Dom would address this. Like, there's no...
Listen, I'm just saying, you put us in a silver platter where we could kill you, and it is reasonable.
Yeah, no, that's fair, that's fair.
No, I don't...
No.
That's what I want to. I want to be clear, I do not want to.
Hush. Alright, good.
Adam says nothing.
Okay.
God damn it. Alright, well.
Oh, no.
Farrell will be like...
I mean, there's a chance you technically miss, right? If you stab, if he's curled up the right way.
Fair, go ahead, give me an attack if you're going to attack the barrel. Go ahead.
Percentile roll.
I assume Ned's jumping off it not to get sliced in this situation.
Tuck your legs, Ned.
Well, I'd imagine the Farum would be stabbing where my leg is not.
But that's fair. That's true.
That'll be a 32.
32 hits for the barrel. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I do not, because my blade has Hingebane, which makes it do maximum damage against inanimate objects.
Okay.
So
I will do 33 points of damage to that barrel immediately.
Ned, you were sitting on the barrel and immediately you fall down. Give me a reflex save because you're about to get your ass impaled. Give Ned a second. He's
I didn't
reacting.
want to destroy the barrel. My brother-in-law is going to be so mad.
Captain's, like, stuff.
Was that Ned?
Stab through it.
You said for me to give a reflex?
Yes, correct. As the barrel is destroyed. Got this, buddy.
That is very funny. I'm quite Ned.
I'm quite Ned.
What'd you roll?
And quite, yeah.
I rolled an 8.
Oh! Ned! Someone put a pointed hat rack in this fucking barrel. And it is not and good news, if you are looking for a cork, you just found one. As you fall down, slamming your ass straight into the shortened hat rack that was in the barrel, it piercing right through your cheeks as you brace yourself, as you feel the 6 points of damage, piercing damage, take you. As the other barrel begins to shake and falls over, and out pops an atom.
Oh,
my eyes go wide. I look at Dom and I just go, "Blood bugs!"
Bro jumps up like a cartoon cat grabbing the ceiling.
Dom is completely ignoring whatever Ned's going on about, and I have my fists raised, and I am over whoever just popped out of the barrel, and I am like, no sudden moves. And I'm just hoping my party is gonna get themselves in a competent-looking circle around and not just be...
As Dom turns, readying their fist, the samurai has their sword halfway dug into the what looks to be a stick from your perspective, as you don't know what a hat rack is. Personally, that is up the giant, the hairy monkey's rear end. As you pop out of this barrel, looking on, and I imagine gaping surprise at this point.
Oh, I said that to you.
Did you?
No, actually. Hold on. Let me put this on the camera.
And suddenly Adam
on the menu, boys.
He got on the wrong fucking ship. He should have taken the Dragon Kid.
You joined some psychopaths, dog. It's Jover for you.
Man, I was like, I could have been eaten. I didn't want to get on this Slanesh ship. Hold up.
We've had a bad series of days on this island, and Dom has still never got to fight after the news of his disownment. Dom is still angry.
But nonetheless, I will send a image of Adam.
Yeah, and why don't you describe yourself for the chat, please?
But yeah, so
Oh.
uh
Oh.
Adam is in is of course to these creatures is an unknown weird looking species, bipedal like them, but really only has like not a lot of hair around the body, although they can't see the body right now, but like the face is pretty hairless, with still only having a like a very decently sized like blonde beard and a decent amount of hair that's kind of poking out of his helmet right now, and his eyes are as blue as a glacier of like the frigid north, or south in this case. um right now, he is not in his elegant pose as seen in the picture. He's kind of posted up like Tarzan now, like like crouched down, knuckles on the floor, with the great sword kind of over his back right now. And he's kind of like,
What the fuck does that mean?
Adam is scared for his fucking life.
Hey.
He kind of just is he surrounded, or is like Ned still on like the fucking floor?
Ned's still on the floor, in pain, I imagine.
So if anything,
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I'm the tallest.
Adam's like looking around, is trying to find a corner to back into.
In the background, Ned is just like, Ferrum, pull it out, please, please.
Ferrum's ignoring him and going in weapons drawn.
Adam, as Adam's like backing away a little bit, Adam in very broken giant, he's like, no hurt, no hurt.
We speak common.
He said hurt him. Right?
Adam in also very, very broken common. No hurt.
God damn
no
it.
Hurt.
Does them look dwarvish to you? Do you speak dwarvish?
Ferrum? Supposed to be a dwarf, no?
Yes.
No speak.
What?
No speak dwarf.
What do you speak?
Is that primitive?
As he grunts at you in primitive, yes.
I know primitive.
Good news, Ferrum. Yeah, or good news, Ferrum. You can translate. Yeah. You want to go ahead and translate somewhat, not full competency, but you know what you're doing.
Yes, my name is Adam. I am from the far south.
What did he say?
I just like look at Dom, and I'm like, am I about to pass out?
Dom is locked in, fist raised, ready to pummel this guy the second he reaches for his great sword. Ned, I've not even perceived the situation you're in.
I just want to know, Hatracks have hooks.
Ferrum will say, he said his name is Adam. He's from the south. And then Ferrum will like look at Adam and be like, unga bunga, and be like, hello, my name is Ferrum. Why are you on this ship?
Adam, hearing someone speak a language he's familiar with, kind of eases up a little bit, and kind of straightens up a little bit. Still like on his like all fours right now, but it kind of relaxes a little bit.
Freak.
My apologies. I'm for stowing away. There are very bad people in town who I would like to avoid, and I overheard that this vessel was leaving tomorrow.
Well, that might be the case. Now that we have been made aware of your situation, we will have to talk to the captain of this ship, and I am not sure how they're going to be with the stowaway, I suppose, is the best.
Yes. Of course. You seem to be of reasonable. I haven't had too many good experiences with giants in my past, but if you say they're okay, although you sound quite terrifying yourself, I suppose, yes, I'll talk to the captain if you'd help me communicate.
And then realizing that she's been speaking in Unga Bunga the entire time,
I will say,
look at Dom and be like, Adam is also in a predicament where it seems he is being chased by dangerous people on trolls and seem to stow away on this boat to get away from them. I did make them aware that they would have to talk. Go ahead.
Did you attempt to decipher if his motives are honest? Because I can't understand a thing he's saying. I can attempt to read his body language, but quite honestly, his body language unnerves me to a degree where it is taking a lot of my fight or flight willpower to not punch his lights out right now. I'll be honest, everything about this situation, and the fact that I don't want to see what's happening behind me either.
It's a cut to Ned and the wizard pulling the thing out of Ned's ass as he screams.
Completely ignoring that. We'll say
Don't worry,
Dom.
Dom. Hold on, Dom. I got this. No worry, large one. Me, Adam. No harm you.
I did let him know that we would have to introduce him to Utval to see if Utval would allow him.
He could be a bounty hunter who is playing dumb to get to us, right? This is not.
You want to kill him? You want to kill him?
I will say, Dominator, as you say this, looking at Ned literally having like a piece of wood pulled out of his ass after you guys failing to kill the right barrel, this is the most incompetent bounty hunter you've ever had to deal with if that's the case, because he could have killed you over a lot of times.
I think Dom hears Pear and be like, "Hey, you want to kill him? You want to kill him right now?" And kind of like,
it's very. I'll be this. It's very. I will make it work. Pear's being very condescending right now. She's like, "You want to kill him?"
Yeah.
Like that guy right there. You want to kill him right now? Is that what you want to do?
No, kill
I'm
Adam.
staring
Adam,
in the mirror.
Like, if you want to kill him, like,
Adam, fight good.
How good are you, Atom, at surviving in the wilderness?
A loud pop is heard in the background as Ned screams one last time.
Oh. I wish I had those earplugs made already.
Listen, Ned's gonna be shitting everywhere now with that fucking pro.
I think most of it probably got impaled on the stick. He's probably cleared out for a while now.
The wizard's just like holding the stick as he starts heading upstairs, disappearing out of the scene.
Adam survive in wild for hundreds of moons.
Tell him in his language that we need the captain's permission, but if he is able to be a survival guide, we might allow him to stay to where we're going. But I would also inform him we are not leaving the island for about 6 weeks.
Yeah, I guess we're look at Adam and like kind of tell him that's like we're moving further away from this location, but we're gonna be on this island for a couple weeks. We're just moving away from Troll's End to get away from the immediate danger. That being said, as I said beforehand, we will have to talk to the captain. I will be able to translate for you, and we can spin it that you're going to just be a survival guide for us. But it is up to him what will happen to you before and afterwards.
Yes, of course. I'm not trying to escape this continent. I'm merely trying to remove myself from the people who hunt me.
And who is that is trying to hunt you?
I do not wish for the collectors to find me.
Oh, I wouldn't know that he said collectors.
Yeah, you would not know.
I will do.
That's the same.
I will do whatever I can to assist you. If you would, I don't. You drop me off somewhere. But if I must assist you, I certainly can. It is better to travel with allies. Yes.
Fairham's gonna like point at Dom, and while still speaking, like Fairham would be like, "This one really wants to kill you. I will make this very clear. If you're hiding anything, you need to tell me now."
Farrell
No,
hasn't slept well.
simply the collectors are after me, and I'm trying to avoid them and trying to hinder them whenever I can. But it is very hard to do so. They are a strong foe.
Fairham will hold up a finger to have him, and then look at Dom and be like, "Do you know anything about a group called the Collectors?"
Would I DM?
Give me a
I
knowledge,
can roll
history, or an intelligence check.
Yeah, I don't know if my squire experience amongst Utham's court would have given me any extra insight.
Not for this specific one, though.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I have a idea out of character what they are, but you said knowledge.
Either knowledge, history, or a intelligence check.
Okay. I believe they are the same for me.
Ouch.
Yeah,
like
I listen.
There could be
monks don't
different
get a lot
answers
of
depending on what you
knowledge.
do.
It's true.
I will do intelligence because I don't have history as a chosen
Okay.
skill. Yep. Yeah. So just an intelligence check. I'm so pissed.
Well,
Dude,
Dom,
I'm so angry
as
right
you
now.
hear Utval shout, going, "He broke my favorite head rack or hat rack!"
Oh god.
Dom Nander just kind of like neck snaps, looking up, hearing Utval's voice.
We're telling him this.
Adam is
person
startled.
did it. This person did it. This wouldn't have happened if he didn't get on board. This was not. I did not condone the barrel getting destroyed. You.
Wow, throwing your boy under the bus that quick.
As
Yeah.
the steps come, heavy kind of steps start coming down as you look over. As Utval comes through or down the stairs, he kind of looks over at you lot as he bends down to get through and kind of glares at you, Domnander, and goes, "All right, someone's going to explain to me why my grandmother's hat rack, the one she designed herself, ended up halfway up the keister of the giant monkey you keep."
We have a
There is
stowaway.
Stowaway. I'm looking directly down at Adam.
Looks over at Adam, who's like back hidden in the barrel, the lid kind of like slightly spinning. Like looks back at you lot and goes, "Did he sit on the hat rack?"
He did not. Ned fell on it after the barrel was destroyed.
Please tell me that
Attempting
you
to
didn't
get-
destroy the barrel the hat rack was in. That was
I
my
look at
favorite barrel.
Fairham looks at Adam and be like, "It seems that when Adam was aware that we caught him, he attempted to bust out of the barrel."
The hell is an atom?
Oh, right. That thing.
She's communicated with it in its language. I don't know who they are, or they claim to be running from the collectors. I don't know who that is.
That's the collective. It's a very common term the beast folk use for them. As he walks over to the barrel and like slightly kicks it and goes, "Either you come out, or I throw you into the pile of shit the giant blue one has been creating on the side of my ship."
That will make you take poison damage or acid damage.
It's just instant death. If you fall in that, you die immediately.
You get every disease.
Through like the lid, the fingers of Adam slowly kind of come over like the edge, and his head slowly pops out with like the lid kind of like bouncing on his head.
Look at you and goes, "Good. My name's Utval. I don't want to have to kill you because I've had a long night and it's the middle of the night and I'm getting ready to go to bed. So, I'm going to ask you only 2 simple questions to ensure that I don't have to kill you or throw you into the pile of shit. Firstly, are you intending to cause harm to me or my crew?"
No.
Good. If you had lied to me, I want you to know that you would have been killed right then. So it's a good thing you're not lying to me. Now, secondly, will you either pay for, now, or in the future, the fare for taking you wherever we take you?
Yes.
Alright. Welcome aboard. My name is Captain Utval. Make it so I don't have to stab you, and earn your keep, and you're welcome to eat at our table. Don't earn your keep, and we'll throw you off at the next port we make. As he looks back, glares at Ned for a moment, just shrug or puts his hand over his face and just kind of rubs it down for a second until he lands into his beard. Ruffles that for a moment and just shakes his head and walks back upstairs with the broken hat rack in his hand.
I look at Dom and from him. I don't hide in that barrel. You lie.
Would you rather we refuse to have you accompany us and whoever these collectors are to get you instead?
I'm in good grace of Ufo. I pay my way.
We'll see about that.
But I fight good. I do what can to help.
I will. Well, considering the situations we find ourselves in and the fact that we're going to Thrycreen territory, I hope for your sake you're not lying. We will expect you on the front lines with us.
Me no lie. Frontline good.
I look over at Ferrum just to see what her reaction to this all is.
Mm-hmm.
She's just so just wants to go to bed, man. She looks sickly. She feels sickly. She looks tired.
Yeah.
Adam smells like pickled pig's feet heavily as he steps up, dripping of the vinegar.
Fucking Ned had a thing shoved up his ass, and there's a fucking tall dwarf that smells like pickled pig's feet. This is. She's overwhelmed and she's done.
I think you've done your service.
Adam, as you look over, you see Ferrum just sighing, kind of putting away her blade as she turns and walks away, heading upstairs back to her bed, leaving you here with Tom and Ned.
Your only full good translator's gone.
Yep. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Don't find the barrel comfortable?
No.
Follow me. No, actually, walk out front. I will direct you. I want your hands so I can see them. And I will verbally instruct our new friend on wherever the crew quarters would be for him to sleep.
Now, I want to note, so Adam comes from a unique background that kind of, while he has been around people for a good while now, there is a selective understanding of certain things that can be misunderstood. Walking behind someone could be very much misconstrued to someone who lives in the wild as trying to smell their pheromones and get a sense of them, which can be both a threatening technique or to mean a seductive technique. So now I assume Adam's looking at you as you're a threat, or you're trying to threaten him or intimidate him, because I doubt he's looking at you as a seductive individual, given your very ugly half-breed appearance.
Tom does not care about whatever mental stuff's going on in Adams. He is doing what he can to make sure he doesn't get his ass jumped by someone who is in a picklefoot barrel.
Yeah, Adam's being held at gunpoint. That's how he feels right now.
I think the look at Dom's eyes would be that of an animal that has not necessarily gone feral, but clearly has been provoked and is has not fought yet. This is the look of a bear that you have stabbed awoken from hibernation.
You're pent up.
I must say that I'm impressed that Adam knows what a gun is.
You know, back where he's from, that's what it's called, a gun. But you have no idea what that could mean, though.
So I will guide Adam to wherever he can sleep. But I'm staying within my reach, which would be 15 feet or 10 feet, I believe. So I'm not directly behind him, but I am close enough that if he does anything, I can grab him, basically.
Yeah, as you
whatever he interprets that
as you guide him to where Kaz was bunking up prior and kind of show him the empty bunk that's been cleaned. Adam, it smells amazing. Like a perfumed young lady who had been sleeping in this thing for days. It is shockingly great smelling. As you're shown your bunk. Sorry, go ahead.
For me?
As long as you earn your keep and you don't do anything that requires us to kick you out or kill you, yes. we will see to it that your basic needs under Urtval's hospitality is met. When we make camp, I can't guarantee the conditions will be nice. We are traveling on short notice under duress or threat. And I like Dom realizing that his language probably isn't advanced enough to know what duress is in common or giant. We will keep you safe so long as you return the favor.
Just to let no. Adam no stupid. Adam limited other ways. Adam understand.
Not understanding the vocabulary of a second language doesn't make you stupid. It just makes it hard to communicate. But I understand what you are saying, and I will assume you understand the full meaning of all my words going forward.
Yes. Some word, no word in native language.
Oh, we really need to get you an item that will fix this. and get me an item that will fix this.
Just have Ferrum be the only one to talk to fucking Adam.
I will say,
I think
as-
Ned has a helm of many languages, doesn't he? Or no, that was Kez. Damn.
The
I
mask.
have a master of languages, but it just helps with reading.
It does, yeah. I will say, Dom Nunders, you kind of guide Adam over to the bunk that's above Ferrum's. Ferrum's completely conked out as she just kind of lays there. Though it is a little eerie that she seems to be alert even in her sleep, as you notice her head kind of tilts to make sure she can always seem to hear you a lot when she, even though you can clearly see her chest slowly rising in the sleep.
I think is Adam gonna be in the same room as the rest of us?
Yes, as well as the rest of the crew.
I think where's Dom's bed in relation to Adam's? Where's my bunk?
Diagonal from about 10 feet away.
I will sit down on my bunk, which is still within my melee reach. Watch Adam while he gets settled in the bed, and Domnander will wait until Adam is asleep before I go to bed because Dom is paranoid.
You know, it hard sleep when someone watch.
It's hard to live when someone stabs you while you're sleeping.
Me have performance anxiety.
No worry. Adam no harm. Adam promise. You can hold Adam's sword if one.
Dom Nander saying this as a cursed item potentially. He's like, no.
Yeah, I will not strip you of your form of defense, but
We're off.
my fellow party members need rest more than I do, so I was planning to be the one up latest regardless.
Just no look.
You must understand with what I've lived through, trust does not come easy.
Adam understand. Adam lived through hard time too.
Yes, well, seems like entire world wants us dead, or is going to, so I don't plan to be lacking my security anytime soon, but very well. I won't actively stare at you. And Dom will shift himself to face the wall, but will keep Adam in my peripheral.
I thought you were going to say you're going to
Defense
shift yourself
any
to stare at Ferrum, who's below him, and just be like, yeah, cool, so I'm not looking at you.
I
Fucking
won't look
dead end.
directly. I'm not gonna stare at her while she's sleeping. She's the only woman in the party. I'm gonna look at a wall or something. Or
It
go
would have been
back to
so
what I was
funny
doing.
because if you would have done, I would have described Ferrum as having a nightmare right now.
Right?
I mean, if
Oh.
you're moving around like you're having a nightmare, I'm sure I would notice.
Ned, as you kind of join back up with the party, thankfully uncorked, and Utval's annoyance at you falling on his grandmother's personal hat rack that she had carved, destroying it, ass now sore as you return back to the bunk with the rest of the crew.
I just keep my eyes locked on Adam.
Yeah. She kind of climbing up, listening to the conversation as you kind of get in the bunk above, right above Dom Anders, kind of slowly kind of cuddling into your animals once again as they slowly maneuver around you.
Oh, the great
Ned,
ancestor.
he has said he wishes not to be stared at when he sleeps. Do not worry, I am keeping my eyes on him.
Yeah, well, he didn't put a hat rack up your ass.
Technically,
yeah, correct. I didn't.
technically, I hate to take the side of a guy I don't know. No one did. Ferrum destroyed the barrel and you fell on it in a horrific act of cruel fate. I will say that he did not instigate the situation that led to that, but that was complete and utter unfortunate luck. I do hope you are not in pain come tomorrow.
Bros as raw.
I just like lean into Dom and I'm like, I don't trust this guy.
I don't trust anyone or
And then I'll
anything,
just
so I
like
agree.
storm off up to the ship deck. I'm sleeping upstairs.
He kind of like
Ned-
unties it, like keeping
Ned-
all the animals in it, and just like throws it over his shoulder as he walks up.
Ned, you really need to rest somewhere comfortable if you wish to heal. Okay, he'll be sore tomorrow.
I just love the idea of a protagonist of an RPG delivering that line.
The fact that I think this is the first person Ned has ever disliked on proxy, and it's technically not even Adam's fault.
Too late.
I'm sorry, that broke me. Oh my god, that took me a good few minutes.
Oh my
That was a
goodness.
good line. You know?
Yeah, you know what? I'm with Ned. I can't believe Adam rammed the fucking hat coat up his ass. That's so fucked up.
You know what? If that's the story we need, so Uval doesn't kill us for the hat rack, then Dom's on board.
Oh my
Dom
god.
didn't want to be there to begin with. I never said to destroy the barrel. I just wanted him stabbed.
Jesus. That you know what, Ned? Kudos to you.
Dom
You broke
asked-
the DM with a single line.
Dom asked Ferrum for a sparkler, and she lit a C4.
We're gonna-
That's what happened with
we're
the
gonna
barrel.
take a
I mean,
5-minute
okay.
break
Well,
real
to be
quick.
fair, I don't. The problem is if I stab
It's your buddy in the thigh, and you're like, I can't believe you shot my friend.
It's so true. Oh my god. As we return back here. Jesus, though.
I was just standing there.
Alright,
just
so
continuously threatening Adam the entire time.
as God, as the night goes on, as you lot kind of begin to relax and rest and sleep, the party finds themselves somewhat without much disturbance, other than the changing of the guard amongst the soldiers. A couple of them giving you lot weird looks as they went to bed. Many of them moving their bunks away from you. One of them saying, "I can't believe you do that to that poor bear man," as he kind of whispers under his breath, looking at you all with disgust as they kind of rest and switch or go to their bunks. However, as the rest of the night goes on, seemingly nothing seems to happen, and as morning comes, Ned is unfortunately the first awoken as the sound.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
early on in the night, you can hear the soft weeping of Ned on the.
Oh, poor dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's sitting there. Yeah, as the night goes on, come morning, you're the first awoken as the sound of the city's many fowls begin to basically cluck and again, what call out would be a good way to put it. As the sounds of crying hens and roosters can be heard across the city, you find yourself kind of almost stirred awake immediately as the sun early rises as you look up, seeing as if it's only been a few hours that you were sleeping. Do you wish to do anything, Ned, as you wake up?
I would like to just look around, like make sure nobody is coming towards the ship or anything.
No, yeah, as you kind of look out, the guard, many of those on top of the deck kind of looking out for you. You can give me a spot check if you'd like to make sure.
Yep.
Perfect. Let's see what you got.
Let's see. Open all. I switched to my computer and forgot to pull it all up.
Oh, I feel that.
He's yelling. Should have prepared.
You should have been prepared, man. This is true.
What Daddy doing? What Daddy doing?
So you know they.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Oh, yes, the baby's into it, yes.
24.
24, fantastic. As you kind of look out watching the distance, you do see many priests of Ella Ugbo's religion kind of seem to be filtering into the street in the early morning. The sounds of their chants kind of beginning to be heard on the open air as they kind of ring out amongst the crowd as people start kind of waking up, heading to stalls and or going out to grab breakfast from many of the shops that kind of run throughout the city. As you start to hear the sermons and see many of the worshippers kind of follow through the city, there are hundreds of them, Ned, as you look on. But thankfully, none of them seem to be coming towards your ship or coming this direction.
Just go, well, at least Kez is being true.
As you say,
I'll kind of like
okay.
wait for the rest to stir.
Okay. Yeah, as another hour passes as you kind of lay in your nice little hammock setup, enjoying the sun kind of basking on you as ice kind of rolls up on top of you and begins to bask in the sunlight. The crew working around you. About another hour kind of passes as Farum and Domnander and Adam are woken and jostled by the crew as they go about serving breakfast and bringing it amongst the people. The smell of what looks like cornbread and a thick thing of beans and sauce kind of mixed together as it's handed out on a plate to each of you. As you hear word from the crew as they mention, or just from them talking quietly amongst themselves, that the ship is getting ready to take off here in a few minutes, or within the hour. Farum, Domnander, and Adam, as you do awaken and kind of start to eat into the plate you're handed, enjoying the tangy beans and sauce as well as the bread itself, you do notice Ned has not returned to you, joined you lot tonight. So,
Adam, can we see like his like little hammock area?
up if you head up above, you can.
I think Farum will kind of like. Oh,
Adam
sorry,
will
go
grab a
ahead.
bowl, and he'll kind of like, saunter over, kind of doing like the little, like the gorilla move, except he's got 3 hands doing it with a plate.
Yeah.
In his other.
As you start, as you get down, jump down past Farum, kind of start walking over and grab a bowl real quick with your plate and kind of start heading upstairs. As you head up to Ned, you see as after about an hour of kind of sitting there enjoying the warmth, Adam kind of walks over to you with a bowl of beans and a loaf of bread kind of sitting on the side of it.
Important for strength. And holds the bowl up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I inspect the bowl?
Sure. What are you trying to gather about the bowl?
Let me see. I think there's one basic thing. Just because
good.
Just because Ned is unsure,
Mm-hmm.
as he takes the bowl, he's gonna cast Purify Food and Drink.
I will say the beans suddenly do slightly change color, and the smell of all the spices vanishes completely, Ned, as now it is a very plain smelling and tasting bean stew.
And I'll just nod. Thanks. Start pounding the bowl.
Scarfs it down, alright.
And then feeling content that Ned accepted the gift of food, Adam will kind of,
plop down and eat. Oh, okay.
Yeah, go back down and leave Ned be to go eat.
Alright. As you do with any wild animal, Adam kind of retreats back, letting Ned have his comfortable lone time. Returns back to Farum and Dom. During this, Farum and Dom, is there anything you'd like to do?
I mean, I would just want to verify Domnander, or not Domnander. I'm Nomnander.
You are Dom
I would
Nander.
want to
Hey, good
verify.
news! You've now made it to you're all the way back to your own character.
Whoa,
I'm just looked in the mirror for the
Domnander.
first time this morning.
Yep.
Yeah, Dom's been so separated from himself and all the things that have happened to his body that he finally looked at himself. I was like, oh shit, it is me. Had an Undertale moment. I'll check that Ned is okay physically and is just, I want to say butt hurt, but I don't want to be is emotionally butt hurt and not physically, and that he will be okay like for the travel. I'll just like go up and exchange a few words and check in on him.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it together. It's really hard. All right. Yes, Tom Ender, as you go up, heading up there, you do see as Adam kind of handing a plate to Ned as he kind of waves his hand, magic kind of flowing out of it. It's this like light and green energy that makes his food kind of lose its color as well as the smell to it, and then just starts scarfing it down as Adam kind of falls back as you see him kind of come up to you and head down back down below to join Farum. Looks like Ned's eating healthy as you watch.
Uh, I'll go up. Um, Morning, Ned. How are you feeling?
Feel a-okay. I
All right.
did have a question for you, and I can't believe that it's me asking this and not you, Dom. But
Yes.
does it feel kind of weird that Baron shows up and they last see Kez, only one? The next thing you know, they're kind of pushing for the new guy to come on board.
I think it is not outside the realm of possibilities. I encourage you to always be suspicious. I encourage you to always be cautious. I encourage you to always listen to your gut. I do believe, given what I have seen and read, that these are two people who unfortunately encountered us in a tumultuous time and unfortunately also require other members to ally with so they do not die. Now, that is not to say your possibility is out of the question. And I believe we should be cautious of this new guy for sure. Farum, I think, has been pushed to the brink and perhaps should be monitored to ensure she is does not snap, so to speak. Um, I feel inclined to trust them for now until we are somewhere better and have better footing. We really cannot be picky with our allies, and the more populated areas we go into, the more likely there is to be bounty hunters who would wish to betray us. So the fact that they've met us in such a remote and fucked up town, while certainly not the best, is almost better because there is it is harder for bounty hunters to set up here or to get comfortable here in a place that is so at each other's throat, I suppose. But again, Ned, I think this is good. I think what you're feeling and experiencing, thinking about people's motives, thinking what they might want from you, being cautious that someone might try to kill you, is good, and that's instincts we should hone. In fact, let me offer you some advice. And Downender will sit down, and I will offer some of my sense motive advice as to some of the body languages Domnander has noted broadly for people being shifty, and I will
Is it
seed
is it fucked
seed the
up that you sat
paranoia.
down when with what just happened? Isn't that kind of insensitive?
Is he not also sitting?
Well, technically he's laying in a hammock, but that's hey, I'm just saying.
Hey, he knows the Harak didn't go up my ass. I'm sitting down to be with him to offer him advice. I'm not gonna stand around all day because something bad didn't happen to me. I'm gonna tell Ned how he could tell if people want to kill him. I'm helping him out. I'm, I'm I'm gonna make Ned paranoid like I am, and this is normal and healthy.
Fair, Ned.
I should say that I'm not saying they're bad. I don't know. It's hard
I
to
think
think about how you perceive people when all your friends seem to leave for greener pastures.
Or evil.
I
Hey now.
don't know if the pastures are greener necessarily.
Like,
Kez
They weren't to
leading the
them.
organization. Kez leading this new organization might give him more power, but he is going to be leading a war that is likely to get him targeted and killed, assuming there isn't infighting. There are 3 different branches with 3 different philosophies. Philosophies now
I like the
coordinating
other
under
one
one
better.
banner.
3 different
It has
velociraptors.
been a long night, Ned. It took so long for Adam to sleep, and I couldn't sleep until he slept, and it was awful.
At
And
that
every time I
point,
heard him moving,
4 hours in, Dom Nender realized Adam just sleeps with his eyes open.
yeah. I don't know why he looked at me. He said he couldn't sleep when I looked at him, and then he rolled over and was looking at me, and I was really mad about it, but I didn't want to wake you guys up.
That's canon now. That's canon.
Yeah.
Adam sleeps with his eyes open. That's wonderful.
I refused to blink because I thought this was a staring contest, and it was a threat display, and he was seeing if I was weak, and
Is that why your eyes
my
were so red
eyes,
this
my
morning?
vision. I did not blink my eyes for about 30 minutes before I realized he might just be asleep with his eyes open. And you know what? Everything's still a little blurry to me, but it's fine. I have true seeing in my one eye. I'll make do. um,
God damn it.
I forgot what I was originally talking about. Hang on, I'm locking back in.
Line, come on.
9 line cut.
Ned
I
just
think
throws a cup of water in his face to try
Yeah.
to wake him up.
Thank you. Iter left to fight something that seemed to be dangerous and bad out of a sense of nobility. Perhaps he left because he thought he would do better after, but he was certainly marching himself to his potential death. I do relate to the feeling of the people we trust leaving in the time where we are most hated, or at least when it seems more and more of our enemies. I can't believe the the Black Hand of all people to try to stir bullshit with us again. Can you believe that? That to me is honestly, I am angry, but I'm mostly just annoyed. Does that make sense? Like I mostly am like, that was so long ago, and we've literally not crossed paths since. But I it does seem timing wise like whatever gods or fate or destiny or whatever you choose to put your stock in wants us to experience hardship now. I think the real test for us, Ned, being the last 2 truly unfortunate sons, I suppose, a name change might even need to be in order with such new party, but I think the question is under this pressure if we will come out stronger for it, or if this is a pressure that will crush us. I do not plan to let myself be crushed. And
just like that,
if you do feel inclined to leave me behind or go towards an evil goal or anything, it is fully your choice to leave, and I will not hold you here. I would appreciate a heads up, Ned, if we're at the point of friendship where we can give each other a heads up.
As you think back and look back at all of the friends you've lost for a moment, the one guy I forget the name of constantly that was Dom Nander's other brother, starts with a U. Shit. Oberon? No. Umbreon. No, that's a Pokemon.
I feel like it did start with a U though.
It did. I cannot remember. This isn't me insulting. I literally cannot remember it.
It was years ago. And he lasted for like what?
See,
3,
I knew
4
it,
sessions.
and then you said Umbreon, and now I just keep thinking of Umbreon in my name.
You
No,
said
it was Aldrin.
Aldrin.
It was
That's
Aldrin.
it. That's right. Yeah. Aldrin, Eider, Kez now.
All the
Not to
NPCs
count.
we've lost.
Yeah, all the NPCs you've watched die. As you two kind of take a moment of kind of looking on, thinking about this. As Ned, as Domnander kind of goes on about the group breaking and everything, and kind of goes on about this, you can't help but look on to and think about everyone you've lost, all the people that have come and go, seeing the little duckling or gosling kind of looking up at you with their hungry eyes, as they seem to chirp and make noise, and you feel almost a sense of confidence. Like, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. You can add a +2 temporary bonus to your charisma for the next 24 hours.
Oh. Have I inspired
Nice.
a party member?
Mm-hmm.
well, I
Sure.
wouldn't.
Sure, yeah, you inspired him, 100%.
And that is how you know if they're lying to you. However, there's also this. Dom's fully convinced he's giving Ned very helpful advice to keep him alive, and it thinks he's doing a good job.
As this goes on, and as Ned kind of like still contemplating the issues with his own teammates, and all that's happened, as Udval, as goddamn it, Domnander kind of goes through the topic of explaining how to recognize lies, simple tales. To be honest, Ned, it's all the same stuff you already know. When an animal won't look you in the eyes, when they smell funny, when they try to eat you, they're probably lying. As you kind of hear this though and kind of listen in, we jump back for a second. Ferrum, as you see Domnander kind of follow after Adam after a moment, what are you doing?
Ferrum's just kind of like still kind of shaking off the visions of I guess more of their nightmare they had, as they kind of just like absentmindedly eat. They're not really like going fast or slow. They're kind of just doing it very I guess more lethargic.
Okay.
They don't feel well. Like, even though like they know their body will react if they want them to, they just feel as if it's like there's like a cloud hanging over them no matter what they do, because of the of what they have to keep the pack in check. And so they're just kind of sitting on the bed, just eating and just kind of in their own world.
As the dream or as the nightmares kind of having kept you up, feeling vivid, real, like you were there the entire time. I got you. Okay. As you kind of just mindlessly enjoy your food, or rather eat your food, kind of as you process through everything, the morning seems to go on pretty almost the same way for the next next roughly about half an hour. Adam kind of eating downstairs with Ferrum. After a while, resting, waiting for orders. Ned and Domnander kind of taking the time to talk, thinking through what's going on, and discussing the ideas of Ferrum and Adam's potential relations and Ferrum's potential betrayal to the party, having, as Ned put it, been the last one to see Kez before Kez vanished and supposedly went evil. And as the hour kind of goes on, you see as Utval finally calls forth, as he shouts out to the crew, calling to weigh anchor, the men beginning to move, as a few of the men begin to grab a few wagons down from below and bring them up onto the ship. The ship begins to get underway and begins to head out towards the lost and abandoned capital of Seji's nomadic horde. A familiar place for Utval, having been there before, but I don't know if Sunday has actually gone there yet, as he begins to head that direction.
Or I might have in the downtime I spent with Utval.
Yes, you did, because you were with him.
Yes,
that's right, because you went to the capital to stay in the castle. Yep. Okay, perfect.
Cool. Then yeah.
So, as you lot kind of over the next 3 weeks, which you'll have 3 weeks of downtime, which we'll handle post session, so you can kind of keep in mind for that, which will be 15 days for those wondering. The ship traveling at quite a decent speed does not allow for much sightseeing. The jungle being as thick as it is makes it almost impossible to see down onto the ground. And besides the few occasional, rather tall buildings, not much sticks out amongst the thick forested south. However, as you get to a certain point, the forest does begin to break away, and an open plains begins to more take hold of the open area. As you watch, seeing large insectoid-like creatures kind of roaming freely amongst the plains, large animals, lions, elephants, and other such mutant creatures seemingly kind of walking about in herds as they head to water sources or hunt in groups as you kind of watch on as the ship continues rocketing past. As you finally do come in at the end of the 3 weeks into sight of the ruined capital, you do see the castle itself with a large hive kind of sticking out of it. Insectoid in shape or design, almost waxy like paper in its appearance as you get closer. Much of the northern portion of western portion of the town where the noble areas and tents were set seems to be thick with these seemingly larger hives that go up almost 60, 70 feet in height, to certain degrees. As Utvel kind of comes to the edge of the town, seeing the barracks that once acted as one of the semi-gates to the very much horde town of tents and semi-permanent structures, he begins to set down as about 30 feet above the ground he comes to a stop looking on at the town infested with what looks to be thrycreen kind of walking all amongst the hives, though not coming further east towards where you are at this point. He looks back at you lot and goes, "Are you sure this is where you want me to drop you off?"
I don't know if we have much of a choice otherwise.
Well, I can confirm there's not going to be a bounty hunter that's worth his skin's going to chance coming up this far through that much Thrycreen country, let alone dropping into an area like this. And I definitely ain't going to suspect you to be hiding here. I recommend if you're going to stay here, you be careful, as every day is going to be a survival or a fight for your lives, and don't go into the Underdark. If you can do that, you should be fine.
All right. We will wait the 3 weeks until you return.
Odson goes, "Well, I'm not going to be landing, so you can climb down the side and drop the rest of the 30 feet. I apologize, but I don't chance that these creatures aren't waiting down on the ground."
Dom has the ability to fly down, so I will look at the rest of the party. Do you all need me to lower a rope down?
Well, you did see Farum fly previously, for reference, Domnander.
I'm more looking at Ned if he doesn't want to cast a spell, and then the new guy.
Adam, who has unfortunately
no fly.
As Adam says this, as he's been unfortunately assigned to your little expeditionary party, mostly as he didn't want to go back to the city with Utval. But as Adam says that he cannot fly, Ned, are you going to waste a spell to get down to the ground, or are you going to have, are you going to have Domnander tie off a rope?
If Dom's willing to tie off a rope, then I'll take the rope.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, I could tie off 60 feet of rope and untie it once they're down there and fly down after them.
Okay. Yeah, give me a use rope check real quick.
Oh, let me check what that is. I haven't
That is a use
actually
rope
used
check.
that. Thankfully it's a dex base and I do have a good dex, but I don't tend to get good rolls, so we're gonna see if I make Ned take 30 feet of fall damage.
Okay.
21.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah.
As you kind of set up the rope, tying a pretty firm knot, that's as you kind of test it a few times, tugging on it once and then twice, It's definitely strong enough to hold your weight, Domnander, as you kind of look at it, looking to the rest of the party.
Good. I do that.
Adam, you climbing down first?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, the guide.
Give me a climb check.
Oh, ooba-doo, I want to be like you.
You got it.
As you drop
That'll be a 23.
23. Thankfully, rope's not terrible when it comes to climbing down, as you manage to get your hands kind of grasped around it and start to drop, almost kind of propelling yourself off the side of the ship until you kind of land down onto the ground. Give me a search, spot, or listen check, please, as you land.
Oh, dude, imagine if fucking Adam just gets his ass fucking sworn by Thri-Kreen.
Adam, like
That'll
piranhas in the
be a
water.
19 spot.
Okay. Adam, as you kind of look about, feeling, kind of put your hand to the ground to feel the rumbling to make sure no bugs are coming up from beneath you. Having been a little bit experienced in these territories, not a lot, but just enough to know the basic survival techniques. As you kind of look, keeping your eyes low and to the ground, you start to notice there are a few bugs around the area, but they seem to be keeping about 100-foot radius away from you all, seemingly watching more than hunting at this point.
I kind of like put my hand up and kind of like, move, like kind of like do like the, the hand motion to like usher him down.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Who's up next? Farum or Ned?
Go.
Ned? All right. Give me a climb check, Ned.
Oh, nice. 7.
Well, Adam, give me a reflex check.
Now, if I start falling, I'm going to use a spell.
Okay. Well, still, Adam, still give me a reflex check. Because I assume as soon as he's looking up at you, he's going to jump out of the way as soon as he sees you're falling.
Fair.
Yes. I believe I can add something to my dex check. My reflex checks.
I believe you can. Yes.
Let me try to see.
Usually your deck.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what, Matt? I appreciate the humor. That was good. Mean, but
You're
also-
welcome.
It's a battle clarity.
Okay.
I get add my intelligence bonus to my reflex saves.
Hell yeah.
+5 to that, hell yeah.
No.
Dude, imagine if he's got the highest intelligence amongst you and is the only one who can't speak the normal languages, that would be amazing.
It would be great.
But go ahead, Adam.
That'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, yeah, as you jump out of the way. All right, Ned, as you cast, and I assume you're casting the Summon Nature's Ally?
No. So, Dom, as Ned swings his leg over the ledge to grab the rope, you see him like stumble, or his hand stumble.
Uh-huh.
You see him go, ah, shit! And as you look over the edge, Ned kind of like twists in the air.
Mm-hmm.
You see his arms start to morph into wings, and his legs start to pull up into like his feet start morphing into like talons. And I cast Winged Watcher, so Ned takes the form of an owl. Basically, I look like Giant Hootie, but I'm green.
Giant green Hootie. Yeah. As immediately Adam jumps out of the way as soon as he hears the oh shit from Ned, and as Ned begins to transform, his shadow changing in shape. It is a horrendous transformation at first, as the sounds of bones cracking, although Ned's perfectly fine, kind of rearrange themselves and kind of snap into place as he begins to take flight and flutters down. All right, fair. Oh, good.
Are there any like higher buildings in the area?
There are, in this area, the barracks is the highest thing. It is a 2-story building with a singular tower that goes up a 3rd story, if you want to try and perch on that.
I would like to, perch up on it and try to get a little bit more of a look out around.
Okay. Give me a search check or a spot check with your owl bonus. Let's see if you notice anything.
So my intelligence changes, but I think my wisdom would stay the same.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No worries.
So 14 spot.
Perfect. I will say, as you start to look out towards the Thrycreen, thankfully it doesn't seem like they haven't seemed to increase in numbers, letting you know that they're not seemingly alert to you lot being here yet. As you kind of watch. However, you do see in the distance large, massive insectoids kind of patrolling around the town, colossal almost spiders, praying mantis, beetles, creatures that seem to be huge, as well as smaller herds of them following alongside. This is definitely a place, Ned, you could see managing to get some experience and a lot of valuable materials from these insects. It's also a place that you realize you can die in. So.
Wait, do I know something about almost dying?
It's true.
I will stay perched up and wait for everybody else to come down.
All right, Ferrum, you're up. Are you just flying down, or are you climbing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly down.
Okay. As you flutter down to join Adam, kind of immediately flapping your wings out as you glide down on the air rather easily, joining Adam as he points to the bugs in the distance, kind of to avoid going that way. And then Domnander, I assume you're going to untie the rope and then immediately fly down.
Yeah, basically, I'll fly down to where the party is.
All right.
Congregated.
As you untie the rope, kind of rebinding it up, putting it in your pack, and begin to flutter down, you see as Utval gives a wave, as he and a nod, and goes, "All right, I'll see you in 3 more weeks, or 6 more weeks, rather. If you're not here when I return, I'll return within another 3 weeks. Otherwise, I'll assume that after about 3 chances that you lot are dead, and I'll move on. Good luck to you, and don't die, Domnander."
I will do my best, and I will remain in contact. And I hold up the communication crystal I have, and wave from where I'm at.
As you wave,
in my native tongue, I turn to him. Did he just say only not to die to Dom?
He's my brother-in-law. We're cool.
Good, fair.
I'm just kind of nods, just like, we are disposable. Remember that. And then
Farron's trying to turn Adam against
Dude, you're like the racist guy who's the only one who speaks the language, and you're just tormenting the poor Asian kid. Like, he's going to chop up your liver and eat you if you're not good. And you're like, what the fuck?
No. But Farron's like, listen, like, Dom's still suspicious of me. Dom and Ned are the only 2 part of the original party. You're going to feel outcasted. But don't worry, I am here for you, because I also feel outcasted.
It'd be easier if he spoke the same language we were fluent in, just pointing out.
Right.
Whoa, just because he's not the same species
I
as
do
you?
speak the same fucking language. I can't
Not
speak it.
fluently.
Okay.
As Adam and Ferrum kind of grunt back and forth at each other, Domnander kind of like left out as the only guy who doesn't speak a second language.
This was an out of character choice, and I will remember this.
As you 3 kind of head over to the barracks and kind of head in, checking it, immediately upon opening it, you lot see a thick spider web kind of inside the barracks. Recognizing a couple of what look to be medium-sized spiders that seem to immediately see you lot, they immediately jump into attacking positions, and one of them, a 4th one, seems to suddenly drop down from the ceiling right in front of the doorway. As we will end the session with no initiative rolled, but next session coming straight into combat. We thank you all for watching, we hope you enjoyed, and we will see you all next time for the doomed adventures of the unfortunate Sons of Sunday.